Talk a little Florida Gator football. We got Zach Albaverde here with Gators Online, and I want to have you on, talk a little five-star recruits on campus. What's the insider buzz on some of these freshmen? And moments before you came on, you broke some news on Dallas Wilson, the five-star wide receiver out of Tampa. He's on campus. He's been looking good. What's the word?
Yeah, he has been looking good, Scott. And I had reported earlier in camp that Dallas Wilson was actually repping with the starters. So some big developments there the first week of camp. But unfortunately, he has had an injury setback. According to our sources, he is currently sidelined with a lower leg injury, and he's expected to be out about a couple weeks. So that's certainly a bummer, not just for him, but their wide receiver room in general, because they got a couple guys down. But certainly, Dallas, this is big camp for him, being able to get reps with the ones, and certainly not being able to move forward and have some scrimmages is disappointing.
Yeah, and there's also been some news about former five-star quarterback DJ Lagway. He was seen in a boot a couple weeks ago, but now it seems like he's doing better.
Yeah, he's another guy that obviously has been in the headlines and people monitoring his injury status. He did have a setback at the start of camp, like you mentioned, Josh, had a calf injury during a team run right before they reported for practices. So he missed the first couple days. He did some throwing in the indoor facility on last Friday for the first time really all offseason in like a practice setting. And then on Saturday, it was an open practice to the media and some Florida Victorious members, and we got to see him actually let it fly in team drills for the first time. He didn't participate in the whole practice. He is still a little bit limited. He's not 100% yet, but he's back in practice. He's with his guys. Just this past Tuesday, I saw him going through the viewing period, and he uncorked a 50-yard bomb to J. Michael Sturdivant. So definitely seems like the arm strength hasn't gone anywhere, and it's important that Florida's got him back now in the fold.
Yeah, that was the talk of the spring, but DJ Lagway is out there. You've seen him uncork one. It's going to be okay. And DJ Lagway is going to be great this season. All right. We talked so much on this channel about Cormani McClain's recruitment, about his flips, about his transfer portal saga, but it seems like he's settled in now in Gainesville. What's his outlook?
He has. He's a guy that has really got this whole offseason, Josh, to work with the starting defense. Dijon Johnson, another one of their top cornerbacks, has been limited all offseason. First it was in the spring. Now he's out of training camp. He's in a non-contact jersey. So that means that Cormani is getting all the work with the starting defense, which is huge for him. He's really bulked up since he transferred to UF from Colorado. He's put on almost 30 pounds. That's right. He's put on almost 30 pounds.
Damn.
He arrived at 162 pounds, and he's currently listed on the roster at 189. He added 8 pounds just this summer. So he's bulked up. He's gotten himself into SEC size, and then certainly he's got the opportunity now with all these reps in front of him, and he's 100% going to have a bigger role this year. He's on scholarship now at the University of Florida, and they need him to be a big player in their secondary.
Yeah, it seems like the noise is quieted down around him. He's been able to buy in. He's added weight. Like you said, I've seen some photos. He looks incredible. So now all he's got to do is go out and play some football. We know he can do that. All right, let's talk a little bit about defensive lineman L.J. McCray. At the time that he was talked about on this channel, he was one of the most coveted linemen, not only in the state of Florida, but the entire country. And L.J. McCray, I wouldn't say he had a disappointing freshman year, but I also wouldn't say he had a breakout freshman year. What's the outlook for him, and what are you hearing from fall camp?
Yeah, really, this is his opportunity to kind of take that next step, Josh. He's moved to the jack outside linebacker position, which is one of their edge spots. Requires him to be a little bit more athletic, have some responsibilities in coverage, rush the passer a little bit more standing up. And those are all things that they feel like he can do really well. He's kind of transformed his body a little bit in the offseason to be more durable, to have more stamina. He even took up boxing with some of his teammates in the edge room just to improve himself heading into the season. So he's going to have a much bigger role. I think that he'll be, probably starter 1A and B with George Gums Jr. Those two guys kind of manning the jack position. And I will say, though, since we're talking about freshmen and stuff, and we're talking about 5 stars, this guy wasn't a 5-star, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention right here on your show that Jaden Woods is a guy that is generating so much buzz as a true freshman. It started in the spring. It's continued into training camp. I mentioned Dallas Wilson working with the starters on offense, freshman. Jaden Woods has been working as a starter on defense, and he plays that same spot as LJ McCray. I think both of those guys you're gonna see have bigger roles this year.
That's great, seeing some of these freshmen come in and fill key roles. Now, you mentioned that Dallas Wilson is going to be out for some time. There's some other freshman wide receivers on that roster that can play. Could you see a guy like Vernell Brown getting some more playing time because of this?
Yeah, our guy Vernell Brown announced on the On3 show, of course. He's a guy that certainly is going to have that opportunity, Josh. He was already getting a lot of reps with the starters in the spring. In fact, he played with the first team unit in the spring game, and he's a guy that's got some position flexibility. He can play in the slot. He can play the Z position, which is where Eugene Wilson, Aiden Mizell have played in the past. And right now, both of those guys that I just mentioned, Mizell and Eugene Wilson, are out right now in non-contact jerseys. So between those two, Dallas Wilson, Khalil Jackson is also not practicing still from his season-ending injury last year. So Vernell Brown is going to have every opportunity to not just start as a freshman, but make some big contributions to this offense. I think Nashawn Montgomery is going to have an opportunity to have a role as well, and some of those other young receivers. But, Vernell Brown, the highest guy rated in their 2025 class according to the On3 industry rankings, definitely expect him to be an impact freshman.
Yeah, we had a blast covering these guys as recruits, so it's great to hear about them now on the roster, making plays just like we thought they would. Gator fans, go check out Gators Online. Zach and the boys do a phenomenal job covering the team, and right now they just covered practice number 7, so a ton of intel on the front page. Go check it out.